So I was like, well, that would do it. Ooh, 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 I just turned it the wrong way just now. Oof. I've got to go to the doctors, that's for sure.
Your memories are fading even now, gone to form the soul of the game we play. These pieces are new, as are the stakes. Life, death, and vengeance. We must ride, for time is short, and you have much to learn. Make your first choice, and let us set these wheels in motion once more. These cards represent your history and our game. We know where they end, for you are here. Therefore, these cards must guide you to my side. Let us see what the journey holds. The fool steps into nothingness, because they know no better. In the same way, you must step into the void. You are a blank slate, and together we will write your history.
You stumbled upon many miles through this forest in search of thieves who robbed you. Though exhausted and hungry, you are determined to reclaim your father's amulet. You finally catch the sight of the thieves hacking at a large tree and arguing among themselves.
Every element of the game has been improved, even those that seem at first glance familiar. Do not worry, you will soon understand the nuances.
Creeping forward, you overhear their leader shouting orders. It's simple, he says. Idiots walk down the road, you push over the tree, and jump out. They're too scared to put up a fight and will get rich. Why don't we just jump out and stab them? One retorts. Another hooded figure chimes in, yeah, corpses don't put up a fight either. Frustration rides from the leader's voice. The Empire doesn't care if a few farmers lose some sprouts, but drop a corpse on the royal road and the place will be filled with soldiers before you even spent the coin. We don't need that trouble. Now quiet, here they come. You soon spot a group of farmers coming around the corner, bringing their wares to market. The thieves fell the tree into the path of unsuspecting farmers and leap out, the weapons brandished. Leap to the dry weapon and practice skill. Well, you bear the leader's voice. You lads handle this. I'll meet you when you're done. A thug, violence for the sake of violence, and theft for the sake of money. Thieves attack frequently and can evade standard attacks, making them heavy weapons less effective. Hey, leech. farmers fumble their paper stacks in gratitude. Thank you, adventurer. I'm sure after they took our food, they would have taken our lives as well. You fall on the food of the side, shoveling the bread in your mouth to pour over your hunger. Your satisfaction only lasts for a moment before you realize your father's amulet is not among the takings. The looter must have it. You set foot, determined to find him. While enjoying the moment beside the fire, you spy a strange figure approaching your camp. It's a goblin, dressed in what must pass for goblin finery. From beneath the filthy fox pelts, serving an ill-fitted wig, the goblin winks at you with wild red eyes. Aha! I've been roving for hours to find you. We must get this over with quickly if I have hope of getting all the people on my list before sunrise. It lowers a sack from its shoulder. Now within my sack I conjure whatever your heart desires. The goblin's voice trails off as he examines his sack. Well, I could if there wasn't a blooming great big hole in it. His head disappears entirely into the bag. His holiest noise preludes from the sack. New plan then. Goblin pulls out the last trinkets. Boy's choice. I must go. There are many others I must visit before I can rest. The goblin runs off into the night, his fox wig flapping in the evening breeze.
This card has a token. Can you find it?
Your journey through the forest is interrupted by a inquisitive child. Are you searching for the forest folk? My uncle says that they used to walk these woods, giving out gifts. I want to find one and ask for a lemon cake. Oh, fuck. As they dash off to peer under a nearby log, the child shouts back, "Remember, if you meet the forest folk, get me a lemon cake." In the other direction, an eerie song hangs in the air. You attempt to find its origin. Shit. You spend hours traveling in circles, the night falls, the forest.
Nothing could be more fitting now than meeting the mage who started this all, or at least started it all for you.
A trail has fallen trees. Distraught farmers lead you to the thieves who've stolen your amulet. It seems that their infighting has only gotten worse. The bandits surround their former leader, weapons drawn. Everyone will get their fair share. There's no need for violence, the leader implores. Whoever heard of a thief talk about a fair shares? Spits one. You turn up and boss us around. We've barely stabbed anyone. It's been days since I stabbed anyone. Days. He greets you. As he greets you, whispers, "Keep me alive and there will be plenty of gold for your trouble." Tell him gold cannot replace the amulet he stole. He holds up a finger. First rule is acquisition and interrogation. Never let them know what you want. Kill my associates and I will gladly return your amulet. Ever reliable, the thieves draw their blades to mug you. The leader hurries to hide. Thank you, Geeky, for that host. Boom! Geekazoids in the house! With a battle resolved, the thief leader nods in approval at the cards before him. He holds out a hand. The name is Malaclips, Bard Extraordinaire. His smile fades under your withering glare. Sensing your anger, he raises his hand in the surrender. Wait! Must not be hasty. We're on the same side here. I'm an upstanding citizen, only like you. I've been working with the thieves, yes, but only with the greater good. No, really. They were killing people before I came along. I know it seems bad, but look. He pulls out the amulet from his pocket and passes it into your hands. It's all forgiven, yes? You stare at the amulet and it does not look familiar. Oh? He opens up a small satchel. Which one is yours? The Lion's Amulet. That suits you. Very familiar facial structure. Say, you know what? I'm lonely. You're lonely. Say we work together. You have befriended Malaclips, the trickster. We should probably get to know one another, seeing as we're going to be friends for life. Malaclips says, tell me, where are you from? All kinds of really crazy, wacky colors. Big that one. Different nationalities as well. Oh, Gates. Hey, Bill. From Clearwater, eh? You don't say. Good sort, some clear water. Very trusting. Oh, by the way, I mean, we, friend, owe money to Vignus of the Thieves Guild. He's quite angry at us. We should journey to Marebridge together and appraise him. Some gold might help. Although, come to think of it, I'm rather busy. Malaclips is a pretty trader hiking up the road, so it best be best if you get the gold, and I'll meet you there.
Let us learn what sort you are. Strong? Clever? Wise? The circumstances under which you come here put the lie to that.
First round of the competition, your opponent is a diminutive Ronin, a halfling from a traveling trope of acrobats.
These dice are another small game embedded in our game. The dice are fair, and thus you have lost this round. The roads have become even more deadly since the Empire has come to power, despite their promises of the opposite. Victory, you are learning.
We're learning? Fuck you, it's dice. Thank you, the woman says. You help her from the carriage. Please accept this as a token of my gratitude.
Celebrations in aid of what? You see how quickly the actions of the usurper are turned into tales for children.
Near the sleeping amulet of Dulwich, you find villagers in the midst of some kind of celebration. Much of the activity concerns a large paper and wood statue depicting a fearsome warrior looming triumphantly over some lizard man. A friendly stable hand explains, in a bygone age, our town was beset by half-men, half-lizards. There was no food and no respite, and very little hope. Salvation came in the form of a nameless warrior who hunted the beasts for little more than a handful of coins and a crust of bread. He smiles warmly at the festivities. We honor the warrior like this, a statue filled with gold and food and gold, and we take turns smashing it to bits of the club. You're welcome to join us and keep whatever falls out. There we go. You bring the club down with a thunderous crack that silences the crowd. As the statue splits open, they erupt into a boisterous roar. Coins and sweets flow freely from the huge cavity that you created. You survey the spoils and try to scoop them up before everyone else can. $10 coins. You survey the spoils and sweep them. Oh, we got some food. You scramble to gather the bounty that you unleashed. Would you like to try gather more? Sure. You survey the spoils and before everyone else can. Got anything that small shovels the bounty into a basket and scampers off. With your turn over, you leave.
Here we come to the end of the beginning. Running errands for mages. This will become a theme, I dare say.
You arrive at Mirabridge as the sun begins to drop below the horizon. You find Malacrypts pursing a selection of cheeses by the market. Ah, if it was my good friend and the adventurer, did you bring the gold? Fergus has arranged a meeting at the graveyard. You wonder whether the spot chose him as seclusion or for easy body disposal. Vignus greets Malacrypts with a sly grin. Looks like you turned up after all, with a lackey in tow. We had our doubts, you know. Vignus cracks his knuckles and giggles. Well now, Macklin. Malaclips. Convince me what's to stop me from cutting your head off today. You rear gold as man scrounges his pockets for some too. The heavy satchel of riches lands in feet with a thud as it echoes throughout the silence of the cemetery. Our deal is done, Metalclips says. Worry obvious in this voice. No need for any more further troubles. I'm sorry, Mal. Magnus, you should have known the guild is never going to let you pay with cash stolen from our members in the first place. Looks like we have to beat up Magnus. Magnus the Crazed. My name is Magnus. Off with your head. Kinda. Hello, Retro. Dead drop. Malaclips scratches his chin thoughtfully. It seems like you could have done someone savvy to help you negotiate these tricky matters with diplomacy. Like, maybe killing someone isn't the best idea. Come on, let us discuss our partnership over an ale or two.
Well done. You have cleared the first challenge, and now we can move on to the next. Welcome to my challenges. Together, we will traverse 22 paths of wisdom and despair in the hope of awakening. All mages are my children. This one, however, I would rather disown. Casual call to heroism. How many adventures start thus? For 100 years I have thought about nothing but the game. I was defeated. It is true. I became complacent long before then. I thought I knew everything about the game and what it could be. Now you you see before you the extent of my research. I have crafted this game anew.
Your conversation with a furry trader with a fur trader is interrupted as Meloptus arrives in a flurry. Whispers speak of trouble at the edge of the Empire. The town of Westwind is suffering against a blight. You return to the market to ask if any traders head to the West Wind might need an escort. There are 3 options: a food wagon, a weaponsmith, a stonemason. You arrange an uncomfortable trade jammed among the many tools of a weaponsmith headed far east. You arrive at the town of Westwind. To defend the town, you'll need to locate as many Empire soldiers as you can before the blight invades.
In my day, thieves kept their distance. None would pickpocket a mage for fear of failure, or worse, success.
The market bazaar is a hive of activity. Traders from across the land call out passerby that sell their wares. As the sun beats down the crowded street, you pause briefly, draw upon the water from a fountain. Feel something tug on the inside of your tunic. Turning quickly, you discover a pickpocket making off with some of your belongings.
Now you wager for more than mere success and failure. You choose the very stakes themselves.
The thief is a nimble, but you manage to gain on them as they navigate the crowd. With the thief almost at arm's reach, and knock over a barrel of apples in an attempt to hinder you. You leap over the rolling apples and tackle the thief to the ground. The thief struggles to break free. If you let me keep these here items and if you let me keep these here items, let me go, of course. I'll let you on a secret. And the thief bargains. Alright, you sod. Keep your darn stuff. The thief mutters as they drop your belongings on the ground. You gather up your things, and the thief runs off back into the crowd.
Water is a symbol for the many thoughts that churn beneath the surface. What is it you're thinking of? What concern is worrying?
Hey, Wild, how are you doing?
Let it fall into the waters beneath.
While crossing a stone bridge, you've suddenly found yourself confronted by a villainous band.
Let us see if the mage can help you here.
Shoes. A magician, a jester, and a vagabond. When activated, Maglelips casts a protective spell on you and can block a single hit. Fading ability, camera, blah blah blah.
Gentlemen, please. We can work this out.
Having spilled your enemy's blood, you search the bodies for anything useful. Oh.
Your supplies are running low. Make your choices carefully.
You find some Imperial soldiers strung among the Northerners. Fight to freedom. You ready your weapon. Raider, from the frozen darkness of the far north they come. Northerners can perform a combo attacks, use riposto with single-handed weapons, and deal extra damage immediately after you defend it.
If nothing else, I'll get a song out of this.
Oh, come on, I rolled. That time I did. With the Northerners dead, you free the soldiers. You gain 2 recruits.
Commerce thrives in even the most unusual of locations. Here we begin to see one of the small ways I've changed the game. Each challenge differs both in their rules and their objectives. Even those cards which were once the stairs now vary per challenge, as you will see.
The West Wind Tower bell chimes feverishly. The town carrier bellows. There's corrupted inside the town. They broke through the sewers and into the Lewis Lane. Our brave soldiers have gone down there to sort it out. Join the soldiers. So, basically, not so much zombies, but infected with some sort of, I don't know what. The first touches of corruption bring forth the darkest elements of their victims. Infected enemies have feeble, causing them to become knocked down, and when health is low, use a finisher before they recover. All the hugs. With the corrupted threat removed, you ensured that these soldiers have aided their town's defense. You gain 3 recruits. The soldiers help you scavenge what you can from the remains of the poor souls taken by the corruption.
Like a compass, it indicates the truth of all directions. At what point does honor bend to pragmatism?
Perfect. Thank you. As woman says you help her from carriage. Please accept this as a token of my gratitude. It's open for food. Live and let die. Oh, it wasn't the song. The Carnival of Strength travels through the village to Hamlet, searching for the strongest from all over the land. Each visit, you can wrestle only one opponent. Each one eventually the greater opponent's rewards. In the first round of the competition, your opponent is a Roman halfling trope. GG. Gain 10 gold. You take your reward from the purser and away in a tavern, trying to complete the next round for 100 credits. You journey through the forest. It is interrupted by an inquisitive child searching for baba, lemon cakes, whatever. Success.
This is yours now. Even if you lose the challenge, you have earned this token. Now your chance presents itself. At last, stand in the defense of the peasantry.
Ring the bell.
Noble traits you display already.
Well, let's get it on in it. Terror of Westwind.
With all these soldiers, you don't think you could have...
Get rid of that one. Good lord. Rid of all those. They got so much damn health. I gotta stop doing that. Oh, snaps.
A mighty creature of chaos felled by your power. Does it satisfy you, this bloodshed? Knowing those you destroy were once simple peasants going about their day.
Once corrupted behemoth fell, the rest of the minions flee, their spirits broken, the soldiers erupt in cheers, praising your valor. You can rest until morning, ready to greet the reinforcements with a town already saved.
The magician returns to the deck, but now we only begin our stories of fate, folly, and magic. Do not think I'm satisfied with this, but at least we have a place to begin. Now you have learned the simplest of ways to build your deck. Each challenge will provide its own unique trials. Here are some more tools to keep you in good stead. As you play, you will find more options open to you. Should you find yourself blocked or overly challenged, take the time to explore the board. Unlocking cards will give you options you have not yet considered.
But yeah, that's enough for now, I think. At least with this game. Aradir's Hand of Fate 2. If you like what you've seen from the game via some of the gameplay I've done here, be sure to check it out. It's really damn good. A definite improvement over the first game. It has a little bit more to it. Definitely, they definitely explored more options to the storytelling, the narrative, with the progression. The chance system seems like it's balanced even more so than before. So I have zero complaints about the game particularly, especially playing for like 43 minutes here. I haven't played this at all. I've just literally played it just as you all have seen me play it here. The first game I have played through, and I thought it was really good. It had some liminarity to it, meaning it was very limited to its approach, but this one seems like it has a lot more open-ended to it, which is a great and wonderful thing. I think games like that should always have an open end to it, where it has a little bit more depth behind the luck system, behind the gameplay and the mechanics, and it seems like the developers really put a lot of effort into this one especially. They had a lot of complaints from the first game, and they kind of addressed it, so you can, your character, your hero now, you can actually add